I'm not going to talk much because I don't have to say much about these two amazing people that I've known for more years than I care to think about. Martin and Eliza Carthy.
Chair will start singing in just a second. Not yet. Oh. Oops.
Annie's in.
You're wearing masks. No.
That's because we're English, Dad. We bring bad germs. No, we don't want you to know who we are, Martin.
Okay.
We'll say that.
It's
Your disguise is not very good, Alison.
secret.
It's not very good at all. Everything else kind of gives it away. We'll just get him plugged in here.
Ah, that.
Ah, that's a small detail. There you go. Oh, we're here, despite... Despite all rumours to the contrary. Despite all stories about us not being able to get here, we are here. Oh my goodness me.
They tried.
Why is America so big? I don't know what that riposte was, sir, but it sounded like it was funny. Oh no. Okay, just while he gets himself sorted, I will tell you that himself, this is himself, otherwise known as Martin. If you don't know how to say that in American, it's Martin. Or his good friend Livia Vanova calls him Mountain. That kind of works as well.
Oh, that was a story in itself. It was.
Here, give me that.
Livia and Livia and Bill Vanova we were riding in this the very large car, and it was very late at night, and a couple of hitchhikers were on the road, looking very forlorn, and Bill just pulled up and said, "Do you need a lift?" And these guys, he said, "Yeah, we did." They said, "Great." He said, "Well, we'll introduce ourselves. This is Livia. Hi, Livia." And he said, "And this is Martin." He said, "Mountain?" So forever afterwards, to Bill and Livia, I was saying, "Hi, Mountie."
Yeah, Livia sent me a text today to say that she was sorry that she wasn't coming tonight. She said, "But please give Mountain my love." There you go. I'll tell you while he's just getting settled that Mountain here has a new album that is about to come out. He hasn't made an album in 10 years, or was it 20 years?
20. It's
been 20 years. He's been busy. I promise he hasn't been watching television that entire time.
It's not true.
It's not true. He really likes Coronation Street.
I told you not to mention that.
Oh, sorry, EastEnders. Anyway, yes, and it comes out on his birthday. Which 21st birthday is this, Dad?
It's the 84th, darling.
It's the 84th of May it comes out. The album is called Transform Me Then Into a Fish. You will discover why during the song, or you maybe already know why.
You have to know the rest of the song to get the joke.
But yes, if you'd like to pre-order it, the pre-orders are now open, and you will be delivered of your fishy goodness on the 21st of May. whereupon you'll be happy. You can order this from www.transformmethenintooafish.com because we enjoy making it easy for you after coming all this way. Are you ready yet? Well, what's happening now? Which one?
The copper one. Oh, you got it there?
I've got them all.
The copper one.
There you go.
That's the one.
Right, give me them.
Look after my elephant.
I'm looking after your elephant. You got some money. You told me you didn't have any money.
It's not worth anything over here.
There we go. And a little army man and a figurine of an elephant. There we go.
Oh, what?
Elephant.
Oh, the elephant, yeah.
There's only so much rubbish I can talk, Dad.
Oh, I know.
Oh, do you? Because I don't think you do.
Keeping it a secret. Am I anywhere near you?
About 3 feet.
From there.
Okay, but so we will be performing. I didn't mean to call you but. Sorry. We will be performing some songs from that album. You will recognise some of them, no doubt, because they are new versions of things from his very first album, which came out 60 years ago. Whew. It's no wonder he's so tired. But we'll also be performing songs from our album, which is called The Moral of the Elephant. And this is the opening track from that album. This is called Her Servant Man. Thank you very much.
I mean, anywhere near each other.
Yeah, we're good. That's not how it goes. That's how it goes.
Okay. Of a young damsel, both fair and handsome, these lines are true, as I've been told. On the banks of Shannon, in a lofty mansion, her father claimed great stores of gold. Her hair was black as the raven's feather, her form and feature dissembling can. There was a fella worked on the station, she fell in love with this serving man. As Mary Ann and her lover were walking, her father saw them and nearer drew. As these two lovers were truly talking, in anger home her father flew. To build a dungeon was his intention, to part two lovers, contrive a plan. He swore an oath and vowed intention, he'd part his daughter from her serving man. So he built a dungeon of bricks and mortar with a flight of steps, it was underground. The food that he gave her was bread and water, and just one chair for her was found. 3 times a day he cruelly beat her until in anger his daughter sang, if I have transgressed my own dear father, I'll live and die for my serving man. When Edwin saw that her habitation was well secured by an iron door, he vowed in spite of all damnation he'd gain her freedom or rest no more. At the ground he soon got ready, with pick and crowbar he soon began, and with his plan he got in the dungeon, and there he found his sweet Mary Ann. And when he saw that his daughter had vanished just like a lion, her father roared, he says, from Ireland I'll have you banished, and with my broadsword I'll spill your gore. Then says young Edwin, we see you ready, for now I've found her, do all you can. Forgive your daughter with a loyal pleasure, the one to blame is your serving man. When the old man saw him so tender-hearted, straight he fell down on the dungeon floor. 'Cause surely true love will laugh at locksmiths, a love can break down an iron door. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you want to do Blackwell Merry Night next? Or do you
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one to warm up with. Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to sing you a song about a lock-in. Does anybody here know what a lock-in is? Yeah. Yeah, apart from our hosts. Because I know you guys. Anyone else? Oh. Yeah, go ahead. You think so? I'll explain.
Tell me and I'll tell you if I was right.
Okay. I love that. I'm going to use that. That's really good. Okay, so a lock-in is what happens when the landlord of your favourite establishment decides that he wants to go to bed, but he's going to leave the rest of you with the pub. And so he'll draw the drapes, he'll draw the blinds, he'll lock the front door, leave the honesty box out, leave the taps on. He goes to bed. Do what you like. As you can imagine, this is a rare occurrence these days. It does still happen in my village, but only because I went to school with the landlord. Actually, the last time I said that to him, he said, "No, you didn't. You went to school with my sister." I was like, "I never went to school." I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's actually true. I've forgotten about that." I hope he's not watching this. Sorry, Dave. Just looked at the camera there. I just broke the fourth wall. Sorry. Anyway, so this is a song about a lock-in so good that we are still singing about it over 200 years later. And it describes what the goings-on in this particular establishment, which we believe is called the Johnny Dawston. The Johnny Dawston is one of those rural pubs in the northwest of England, in this case Cumbria, that serves as the focal point for several rural villages. So all the important stuff tends to go on there, whether it be sort of young farmers' dances, that kind of thing. That's what used to happen in my village. There was the young farmers' dances. That's when everyone would get together, and the gossip would happen, and the marriages would be planned and all of that. Managed to escape that, thank God. But, but the important events in this case being New Year's Eve. And so everybody turns up. It's not just the farmers, it's not just the young people, it's not just the old people, it's not the rich, it's not the poor, it's everybody. Because that's the focal point, that's the purpose of that kind of a place. And so the song describes what's happening in each one of the rooms of this particular pub. So in the attic, up in the loft, for instance, there's an illegal card game going on. They're playing a game called Lanta. In the various nooks and crannies of the pub, the sexy young people are all checking each other out and getting sexy, having a great time. In one room, all of the landowners are all sat drinking, hooch out of teacups and with their fingers like that. And sort of talking about the business. In the other room, the farmers are going on about their livestock. My heifer's bigger than yours, kind of deal. There's an old fella sat by the fire telling jokes so dirty that it is making something happen to people's faces, which I will describe to you now. Have you ever heard of the ancient practice of gurning? You know what gurning is? The World Gurning Championships was 2 weeks ago, actually. And it was won by a fella who looked like this. Gurning is the ancient art of making your face look as grotesque as possible. And the World Gurning Championships is held in one particular village. So,
There's always the toilet seat. You've got to describe that.
Oh yeah, they used to. They don't do it anymore, but they used to use a toilet seat to frame your face.
Hold it up.
Yeah, you hold it up to your face like that, and then that's your frame. You are, for that moment, your own work of art. So there you go. So he's telling jokes that are so filthy that people are spontaneously doing that in response. And now let me see, what else is happening? Oh, at one point the landlady turns up with a massive piece of cheese, which everyone gets very excited about, as you would. You may fascinate a woman by giving her a piece of cheese. So we've heard. And what else is going on? Yeah, well, basically, in the kitchen, where there's a nice hard floor, the championship clog dancer has turned up to give it some clog. Now, it is said of him that he can dance 20 times faster than any of the players can play. I'm sure we have some dancers and some players in the audience tonight, and I'm sure that the rest of you can appreciate just how incredibly annoying that is. But he's having a great time. He's throwing shapes. He's in the prime of his life. And he's got sweat dripping off him, and he's pretending to be a teapot for some reason. And it's all kicking off, as we say in Yorkshire. I don't think anybody does beat him. But one thing I want to tell you about his verse is because originally this song was written in Cumbrian dialect. Now, Cumbrian dialect is still English, just about. But if you want to approximate the sound of a Cumbrian dialect, I want you to go down to your nearest creek or river, scoop up some gravel, some of that's at the bottom. There's probably no gold in it, but you never know. Stuff that in your mouth, and then try to talk. That's pretty much what Cumbrian dialect sounds like. So it was translated in the 70s into fairly regular English by a fella called Roy Palmer, who some of you would know about, I'm sure. But he did leave some dialect words in. One of the dialect words that he left in involves this young man, and it says that he is snapping his thumbs for a bit of a fratch. That's fratch, spelled F-R-A-T-C-H, and that means he's looking for a challenge. He wants somebody to challenge him. Of course, he thinks it's never going to happen, but that's what he wants. So there you go. That's it, really, except to say this song was written by a fella called Robert Anderson, and he was the celebrated poet of his time and of that area. He wrote his nickname was the Cumbrian Burns, as in Robert Burns, because he wrote about his local characters, things that were happening in his community, in his area, in a traditional style. One of the great things about this song that we noticed is we think that this might be one of the earliest instances of product placement within a piece of entertainment. And the reason for that is that every other song or piece of music that is mentioned in this song is also a Robert Anderson piece of work. So there you go. It's like that. It's like The Matrix when they all had that phone, you know. It's exactly like that. Anyway, the song is called The Blackwell Merry Night, and it goes like this. Yep. Ready? 4. Again. Wait, just rewind the tape. Sorry. Ready? 4.
I've got the so-called la-da-dum-dee-dee. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, one sec. Wait a sec. I'll just do my thing, all right?
Okay, do
All right.
it.
Okay, I want you to just for 1 second, I want you to just look at me just for 1 second. Forget. So this is a song called The Blackwell Merry Night. Thank you very much. 4. Such a merry night we had at Blackwell. The sound of the fiddle still rings in my ears. Oh, well clipped and heeled were the lads and the lasses, and many a lively young lassie was there. The better sort they sat snug in the parlour. In the pantry the sweethearts they whispered so soft. The dancers they kicked up a dust in the kitchen, and lamb to the card players sat in the loft. The clogger from Dawson's a famous top hero, and he beats all the player folk 20-1. He stamped with his foot, and he shouted and roistered, till the sweat it ran off of his very chin end. Then he held up a hand like the spout of a teapot. He danced across the buckle and leather to patch. When they cried Bonnie Bell, he leapt up to the ceiling, snapping his thumbs for a bit of a fratch. The Heatherby lads are well used to deep drinking, and cocking their Dorsters never were beat. The Buckavan chaps are right famous at courting. Their kisses just sound like the latch of a gate. The lassies of Blackwell are so many angels, Cummersdale beauties all glory and fun. God help the poor fellow that squints at them dancing and steal away heartless as sure as a gun. The bacca was strong and the ale it was lively, many a one emptied a quart like a churn. Daft Fred in the nook like a half-roasted devil told smutty stories and made 'em all gurn. And one sang Tom Linton and another Dick Walters. Farmers all bragged at their fillies and falls, We're jibing and joking and shaking and laughing till some thought it time to set off to the calls. Yep. I holder forgot when the clock struck 11. The platter was brought in with white bread and brown. The knife, it was sharp, the great cheese was a topper, and lumps big as lapstones our lads gobbled down. The trim jolly landlady cries, do not be shy. In God's name step forward now, welcome and eat. Our guts were well filled, we paid up for blind Jenny. Next paid the shot on a great pewter plate, and full to the throttle with headaches and heartaches. Some crept to the clock case instead of the door, and sleeping and snoring took place of their roaring, as one top another they laid on the floor. The last of December, long, long we'll remember, at 5 in the morning, 1803. Here's health and success to the brave Johnny Dawson. Many such meetings may we live to see. Would you like to do one? Or do you want to do Waking Dreams first?
Which one?
Waking Dreams?
Yeah.
You want to do that one first? Okay. Thank you. Sounds like a party. We're going to sing you a song from Dorset. This is from a what used to be a village outside of Weymouth called Upwey, and it is now, as these things often go, a suburb of Weymouth. It was from a lady called Mrs. Marina Russell, from whom a lot of traditional English songs came when she was collected by Frank?
The brothers.
Hammond? No, the
Hammond brothers.
Hammond brothers, yes. And Mrs. Marina Russell was an ancestor of Bonnie Sartin from the Yetis, if you remember the Yetis, and also Paul Sartin, the late Paul Sartin from Bellowhead as well. And she was known, she was the most incredible woman, if you've ever read any of the history about her. She had a very, very difficult life and had many, many children. And she knew the most incredible number of songs, but what she gave the Hammond brothers was only ever pieces of songs. And I think the reason for that is that she actually knew her worth and knew the worth of the material that she was essentially giving away for free. And I think if the Hammond brothers had possibly coughed up a little bit, they might have got more than 3 verses and a chorus out of this one. But you never know. So this is one of our oldest common songs. This travelled over from England and from the UK, from Great Britain, including Ireland as well, and became varying things over here. It's turned into a song called Silver Dagger, which I'm sure you know. It's also been a Civil War song, and it's a love lost song as well, and that's how we're going to sing it for you now. It's usually called Awake, Awake, and we call it Waking Dreams. That's the one.
That's wrong.
You had it right first time.
What? Did I? That's wrong.
my friends, farewell, my family. Now I am bound while he goes free. I will go down to those far white mountains where the air is thin and you cannot see. I thought I heard your voices shouting. I thought I heard you loud and clear, but it was just a faithless echo, and you were nothing that I could call dear. I love his face, I love his body, I loved his voice when he sang with me, and every day he brought port and brandy to toast his name in a glass or three. Now take my heart, I do not need it. I'm done with love and I'm safe alone, and I'll sit here on my white mountain and watch all beauty turn to stone. You all right to do one? Thank you, lovely Joe.
Thank you. The thing which I first learned years and years and years ago, years and years ago, well, before that, I was trying to find the words. I knew that it was the first variation, I believe, on a Vaughan Williams piece, and I just fell in love with the tune. Used to try and play it on the guitar and never could understand it. And then I discovered this notion of modal, and these things, you have great difficulty doing a chord sequence to them. Well, I did. It was only when I started messing about with different tunings that I suddenly lit upon this tune. Suddenly could play it. And oh, there we are. It was only about 25 or 30 years before I figured it out. But that's the fun of this, folks. Oh yes. There's a character in this. It's a warning basically to any woman. If the song has a man riding a milk white steed, don't go near him. Because he's usually apparently fairly gorgeous. But just stay away, stay away, stay away. This is a story about a girl who took notice of this, except she took a chance and she ended up quids in, as they say in England. The song's called Lovely Joan. Bit of a classic tune, but gorgeous. It was its fault, not my fault. A fine young man it was indeed, mounted on his milk-white steed. Rode and he rode and he rode all alone, until he came to lovely Joan. Good morning to you, my pretty fair maid. Twice good morning, sir, she said. Tiptoe the wing and she rolled a dark eye. Says he to himself, I'll be there by and by. Oh, don't you think these pooks of hay a pretty place for us to play? So come with me, my sweet young thing, I'll give to you my golden ring. Then he took off his ring of gold. Oh, pretty miss, do this behold. Really, well, I'll give it for your maidenhead. Her cheeks, they blush like the roses red. Come, give that ring into my hand. I will neither stay nor stand, for your ring, it is worth much more to me than 20 maidenheads, said she. And as he made for the pooks of hay, she leapt on his horse and she tore away. Called, he called, but he called in vain, for Joan she ne'er looked back again. Nor did she think herself quite safe, not till she come to her true love's gate. Robbed him of his horse and ring, left him to range in the meadows green. Thank you very much.
That was lovely. Shall I do one and then we'll do one and that'll be it?
Yeah.
Is that all right? Joy, 2 more for the thing? Okay.
Oh, must scratch my head.
Okay. I'm going to sing you a song from my most recent release. I've been touring solo, which yeah, not on this one, no.
No, I'll go away.
Yeah, you don't want to join in?
I like this one.
You do like this one? Is that why you're going away?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can hear it better.
So you can hear it better from down there. Okay. I'm going to sing you this. Yeah, I've been touring solo, which is not something that I have ever done with any conviction, but I've found. This sounds like a ridiculous thing. I found a great person to tour solo with, and she is a ballad singer by the name of Jennifer Reed, who performs 19th century industrial broadside ballads from Rochdale, which sounds a lot more fun than it is. It really does. Shall I wait until you've finished your conversation there, people? It's all right, get settled, it's fine, I can wait. I love heckling the audience. I don't know who that guy is. Oh, hi, Dad. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on. Anyway, so she's a wonderful, wonderful performer. She's off doing the New Zealand folk festivals at the moment. If you get the chance to see Jennifer Reed in any form at all, please do seek her out. She's wonderful. She has a record coming out called The Ballad of the Gatekeeper, which is really very, very good. So I've been singing this song a lot on my solo tour with my friend. And the main reason that I sing it at the moment is because it, I believe, is very, very necessary. And its original singer, the performer that was most known for singing this song, also believed the same thing. He was a performer, an Irish music hall performer called Johnny the Clown, which doesn't sound like a music hall performer's name, but he started out in the circus. He had the most wonderful life and became a very successful music hall performer in his 30s. And by the time he was 45, he was touring over here and made enough money to go back to Belfast and buy himself a house, put up his wife and his family and everything in this fabulous house, but felt like he really needed to continue performing, and in particular in singing this song. So he felt it was necessary at the time, and I feel this song is also necessary at the time. I put it to a tune that I used to sing with my mum, and she used to sing with her sister, Lal Waterson. The tune is called Go and Leave Me, because when I discovered this song, I only discovered the words. I didn't know that it had a melody. Anyway, I'm going to sing this for you now. I will explain to you, just before I do, this weirdness going on with the QR codes on the table. So we have mine and Dad's album, The Moral of the Elephant, with us. That has the bulk of the material that we're doing tonight. Then there's Transform Me Then Into a Fish, which Lovely Joan is on, and several other a medley of his hit, including Scarborough Fair and High Germany and Famous Flower of Serving Men and a bunch of other really beautiful things. Now, the QR codes, my EP is download only. It's called No Wasted Joy, and I'm going to sing a couple of songs off that for you tonight, this being one of them. So there you go. You can order. It's Bandcamp Friday today, so you can actually order directly using the QR code, and all money goes to the people, which is me in this case. I thank you for your use of a QR code on Bandcamp Friday. Anyway, moving along. I will sing you this. Please do join in. I feel like we're all in a place where we need this particular song at the moment. The chorus is easy to pick up, and I feel sure you all have lovely voices. In this world I have gained my knowledge, and for it I've had to pay. Though I never went to college, yet I've heard some poets say that life is like a mighty river, rolling on from day to day, and men of our souls launched upon her, sometimes wrecked and cast away. So then, do your best for one another, making life a pleasant dream, helping one and a weary brother, pulling hard against the stream. Many a bright, good-hearted fellow, many a noble minded man finds himself in water shallow, then assist him if you can, for some succeed at every turning. Fortune favors every scheme, while others too, though more deserving, they have to pull against the stream. So then, do your best for one another, making life a pleasant dream. Help anyone and a weary brother, pulling hard against the stream. Now, if the wind is in your favor and you've weathered every squall, or think on those whose luckless labor never found fair winds at all, working hard, contented, willing, struggling on life's ocean wide, are not a friend and not a shilling, pulling hard against the tide. So then, do your best for one another, making life a pleasant dream. Help anyone and a weary brother, pulling hard against the stream. Now don't give way to foolish sorrow. Let this keep you in good cheer. Oh, brighter days will come tomorrow. If you try and persevere, the darkest night will have a morning. Though the sky be overcast, the longest lanes will have a turning, and the tide will turn at last. So then, do your best for one another, making life a pleasant dream. Help anyone and a weary brother, pulling hard against the stream. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we're going to do bold darkening. We're going to do bold darkening. So, just keeping on the theme of my mother for a second, we'll do this one more and then we'll have a bit of a break. How long a break are we going to have, Joy?
Till they don't buy and they don't eat.
Okay. So you don't buy and you don't eat. I don't say that because then they won't buy anything. They won't eat anything. They'll just sit there. Mind you, that cheesecake looks really good. Oh. Is that why there's only 3 pieces left? Has everyone had it already? We're going to sing you one of my mum's favourite songs. This is from Waters and Carthy's first album. And it's actually the opening song on the first album, isn't it? Yeah, it is, yeah. When my mum got sick, me and my father formed this duo kind of out of necessity. Oh, well, let's make an album. We made the Moral of the Elephant, and we didn't really think about it. You know, we just thought that at some point we'd get back to performing the 5-6 albums worth of Waters and Carthy and gift band material that we had accumulated over the many years of touring together. We came here, I'm sure some of you saw us, and it never occurred to us that we would not only lose my mother but lose that material that we were all so attached to, so fond of, you know. And when she died, it sort of hit us that was the case, that the music was gone too, as if it wasn't enough, you know. But people started asking us to reintroduce material to the set, and first of all we tried, and it was incredibly difficult. But then we sort of persevered, didn't we? We did one memorial show, yeah. And it was difficult, but then it was like we sort of broke the ice, you know. And since then, we've been reintroducing bits and pieces into the set, and actually, it's been very comforting. It's been like having a back on stage with us, without all the, telling us off. So we're going to do this for you now. This is one of my mother's favourite songs, and we're not going to do you one of the sad ones because, this one's full of Irish insults, and that was one of her favourite things. So this is Bold Doherty. Please join in. Now, I know you can all sing. You can't get away with it anymore. My name is Bold Doherty from the North Country, where there's a still born every stream. Landlady, be quicker and bring us more liquor, and fill us a pitcher that's stronger than cream. If I had you, Molly, so pleasant and jolly, though it's a folly to ask you at all. But if I had a glass and a mile to the bottom, I'd drink to you, Molly, beside Dolly Gordon. Folder all day, folder all attitude, folder all day, lovely, folder all day. I'd a new pair of clogs I'd brought home from the market. I needed an excuse for to go to the town. So I told my old mother the seams they were ripped, I needed some nails for to rivet them round. She clothed man with a bright golden shilling, put the remainder it would be her own. Said when you go to town you may buy half a noggin, be sure you leave all of them fancy girls home. And so folder all day, folder all attitude, folder all day, and leave folder all day. Father all attitude, Father all day, I'd leave Father all day. When crossing the hills of my brave Enniskillen, I went to an alehouse to take a dram. There I saw two tinkers dividing a saucepan, though they were arguing about a tin can. One of them made such a bow to the other, says, "You old villain, now I'll take your life. Your saucepan's a leaking, they can't hold the water. Since ever Bold Doggety spoke to your wife and sing Father all day, Father all attitude, Father all day, and leave Father all day." And when I got home, well, the door it was bolted. I wrapped up my mother for to let me in. Be gone from the place where the words that she mentioned inside the door you will not enter in. You may go away to wherever you came from to keep you out. Why, I'm sure it's no sin. Says, I'm a good woman, you can keep your temper, for I can get lodgings with Nora McGinn and sing Father all day, Father all attitude, Father all day, and leave Father all day. From the North Country, where there's a stair upon Enemy Street. And lady, be quicker and bring a small liquor, fill us a pitcher that's stronger than cream. If I had your money so pleasant and jolly, oh, it's a folly to ask you at all. But if I mile to the bottom, I drink to you more beside Donegal. Sing Father all day, Father all attitude, Father all day, I'll leave Father all day. Sing Father all day, Father all attitude, Father all day, I'll leave Father all. Thank you very much. See you in a minute.
So on your right, over there, lots of things to eat and drink, some really delicious cakes, and the Carthy Mall is open. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Well, eating and drinking and buying will keep you going. So as I look around, I see many, many faces I know. Is anyone here for the first time? Yay, wonderful. We hope that you will continue to come back. Now, there's only one more concert in this series, so and that's next week on the 9th. It is a group from Italy. It seems like we've done a whole global thing in the last few months. We had Ireland, Quebec, this week England, and next week Italy. So Ensemble Sangento, amazing artists. You'll love their music, and some people have heard them before, some not. You will enjoy them. So do come back a week from tonight. And then, of course, the festival, the end of June. And, you know, Martin and Eliza are going to be at the festival. So if there's any reason to come, that certainly is one. But there are also many, many other performers. There's a card up front that has the lineup for the festival, and we are so looking forward to seeing all of you there, as well as in the fall for other concert series that's coming up, and we'll talk about that some other time. Without further ado, I think, yes, okay. Martin and Eliza.
Did everybody have cake? No. It's not vegan. Oh, no. I can give you some vegan cake. Okay. We're going to sing you 2 songs together to kind of get warmed back up. We're going to do Boney and Thingy.
Boney and Thingy.
Boney and Thingy. We actually had a request for Boney and Thingy. So it's not too long and boring. No, I know.
Was it you?
No. I just always worried that it was.
No.
Maybe we just beat them into submission by the end of it because it's so long. Was that nervous laughter? I can't tell. Okay, so we're going to sing you these 2 songs together. These are both from the Moral of the Elephant, and in fact, one of them is the title track. When you make records, you don't always have a unifying theme. And certainly when we made Moral of the Elephant, the only unifying theme was that we had to make an album that was me and him. So the unifying theme was that we did this, and we did this one as well, and we did it 12 times. But actually, I've often found that once you make a record, that themes become evident once you're forced to talk about it. That things were sort of happening in the back of your brain that you didn't quite realise at the time, and that has proven true for this duo of songs. We always thought that they belonged together, but we didn't quite know why, and I think that now we do. And I think these 2 songs are held together by the theme of perception. Now, if you're my generation, and certainly in the UK, I know that there are some British comedy fans here tonight, but certainly in the UK, it's true that if somebody says Napoleon to you, your brain goes to one or both of 2 places. The first being the Time Bandits. And I won't do my impersonation of it because it's borderline offensive, but Time Bandits being one. The second being Bill and Ted. Yeah. Victor and Napoleon! Yes. And Napoleon is often described as a figure of fun. You know, he's a silly little man with his hand in his jumper and all of that. And of course, to the victors, the spoils, you know, and we get, the victors get to be gracious, or we get to make fun out of people that we think that we've beaten into a snot pile, you know. And the thing is that ordinary people don't write the histories. Ordinary people don't write about the victories. And it turns out, in fact, that the majority of people in the UK, ordinary working people in the UK, didn't feel that Napoleon's defeat was a victory at all. And the reason was we were living in the most horrific poverty at the time. Our king was mad. it was the famous Mad King, and his son, whose nickname was Prinny, was corpulent, lazy, uninterested in governing, and frankly, making a mess of things. And whenever anybody protested, decided to stick the army on them. It was just as awful as it could possibly be. So ordinary people in the UK and in Ireland as well really thought that Napoleon was going to come and rescue us from the dire straits in which we were living. They called him the new broom to sweep Europe clean, which, if you've ever seen any discourse on the current unification of Europe, as far as most of the UK is concerned, is pretty funny. Them imagining that Europe should be completely unified and ruled by only one person. But, it was what it was. And when Napoleon was defeated, when he was exiled, and when he finally died, there was a huge outpouring of grief from the ordinary people of the British Isles in the form of traditional songs. And you can listen to several of those. Several of those have remained in the tradition. We're going to sing one of them for you now. It's called The Grand Conversation on Napoleon. So always remember, it's not ordinary people that write the history books. It's the rulers, and they're not always honest. The second song we just call The Elephant, but it's our setting of the American poet John Godfrey Sax's setting of the ancient Indian parable of the 6 blind men and the elephant. You probably know Natalie Merchant's version. We did our own with a melody that I've written. And just briefly, I'm sure you know the story, but if you don't, 6 blind scholars go to visit an elephant to determine its nature, to find out what an elephant is all about. And each of them, being blind, puts their hand on the elephant to gain that perspective. And each one of them then comes to their own conclusion as to what an elephant is all about. But of course, each one of their perceptions is individual. It's not wrong, but it's just their own perspective. So we are going to sing you these 2 songs together. That's the theme. The theme is perception. And so the first song is called The Grand Conversation on Napoleon, and the second we just call The Elephant. It was over that wild beaten track, a friend of that bold Bonaparte did pace the sands and lofty rocks of St. Helena's shore. The wind blew in a hurricane, lightning flash around did dart. The seagulls were all shrieking, and the waves around did roar. Ah, hush, rude winds, the stranger cried, while I do range this dreary spot, where, alas, the gallant hero his heavy eyes did close. But while his valiant limbs do rot, his name will never be forgot. This grand conversation on Napoleon arose. Ah, England, he cried, why did ye persecute that hero bold? Much better had ye slain him on the plains of Waterloo. Napoleon, he was our friend, two heroes all, both young and old. He caused the money for to fly wherever he did go. Plans were arranging night and day his bold commander to betray. He cries, I'll go to Moscow and then will ease my woes. If fortune shine without delay, all the world shall me obey. This grand conversation on Napoleon arose. Thousands of thousands then did rise to conquer Moscow by surprise. He led his men across the Alps, pressed by frost and snow. But being near the Russian lands, he then began to open his eyes. All Moscow was a-blazing, and his men drove to and fro. Napoleon dauntless viewed the flames, he wept in anguish for the same. He cries, retreat, my gallant men, our time to swiftly go. While thousands died in that retreat, some were their horses forced to eat. This grand conversation on Napoleon arose. At Waterloo his men they fought, commanded by great Bonaparte, attended by Field Marshal Ney, and he was bribed with gold. When Blucher led the Prussians in, it then began to open his eyes. He cries, my 30,000 men are slain and I am sold. He viewed the plains and cried, 'tis lost. Was then his favourite charge across. The plains were in confusion with the blood of the dying wolves, and the bunch of roses did advance and boldly entered into France. This grand conversation on Napoleon arose. Napoleon was bound to be a prisoner across the sea. The rocks of St. Helena was the awful spot. And long enough, and as a prisoner there to be, till death did end his misery. His son soon followed to the tomb. It was an awful plot. And long enough they have been dead, and the blast of war is round us spread. And may our shipping rise again to face the daring foes. For now, my boys, when honour calls, will boldly mount the wooden walls. This grand conversation on Napoleon does close. It was 6 men of Hindostan, to learning much inclined, who went to see the elephant, though all of them were blind. That each by observation, that each by observation might satisfy his mind, might satisfy his mind. The first approached the elephant, and happening to fall against his broad and sturdy side, at once began to bawl. Bless me, says he, the elephant. Bless me, says he, this elephant is very like a wall. He's very like a wall. The second feeling of the tusk cries, oh, what have we here? So very round and smooth and sharp, to me it's mighty clear. This wonder of an elephant, this wonder of an elephant is very like a spear. He's very like a spear. And one approached the animal, and happening to take the squirming trunk within his hands, he boldly up and spake. Bless me, says he, the elephant. Bless me, says he, this elephant is very like a snake. He's very like a snake. The last reached out an eager hand and felt about the knee. What most this wondrous beast is like, it's mighty plain to see. It's clear to me, the elephant. Bless me, says he, this elephant is very like a tree. He's very like a tree. And so these men of Hindostan disputed loud and long, each in his own opinion exceeding stiff and strong, though each was partly in the right, though each was partly in the right, and all were in the wrong, and all were in the wrong. And so in theologic wars, the disputants, it seems, toiling in utter ignorance of what each other means. And they prat about an elephant. They prat about an elephant. Not one of them has seen. Not one of them has seen. Thank you. I'll sing you this off the EP. To a New York trader I did belong. She was built for sea, both stout and strong, well rigged, well manned, and fit for sea. She was bound for New York in America. The captain in his cabin lay. Neptune came to him and this did say, prepare yourself and company, for tomorrow night you shall play with me. The captain woke all in a fright. It was the first watch of the night, and for the boatswain he aloud did cry to tell a story that plagued his mind. I killed my wife and my children free through strong and violent jealousy. On my best friend I laid the blame, and I watched him hang on a gallows frame. Well, at these words a great storm did rise, which took those mariners by surprise, and the sea rose up above our heads, which filled those mariners' hearts with dread. Then the boatswain, then he did declare that our captain was a murderer, and this so enraged the frightened crew that overboard that murderer threw. And all about a great calm was there, and our good little ship for land did steer, and the wind it dropped and calm the sea, and we sailed safe for America.
I'll just jump some verses up.
Or would you prefer to do Mariners?
Yes.
Yeah? All right, let's do that. Dad's going to sing you what is essentially the title track from Transform Me Then Into a Fish. which you may order from www.transformmethenintooafish.com. A la carte, I can't get sick of saying that. I'm so sorry. It just makes me really happy. I'm going to give myself a little fishy hug. Can I tell them about it, Dad?
What?
Tell them about it. Tell them all about it. The song.
It's called Ye Mariners All. And it is, isn't it? Yeah. It's, well, there's been, it is interesting actually, but the thing is, in very recent, the last 5 years, there's suddenly been a whole huge interest sparked in tunes in 5-time. Because there's a whole lot of stuff from the 17th century that is actually done in 5-time, and this is one of them. It's a tiny little song, and it seems to me to be for a dance tune, and you'll see why. You got the fiddle?
I do have the fiddle. I want them to tell you. I want you to tell them about the mourners thing, because I think that's really cool.
That's true. Gosh, that's so. Yes. When the song was first collected by the Hammond brothers, one of whom was very. One would write down the tune and the other would write down the words. I'm not clear in my own head which one did what, but the one who gets most of the credit is the one who's known as H.E.D. Hammond, and H.E.D. whatever that stands for.
Happy Earth Day.
Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day to you.
H.E.D. Happy Earth Day.
Sorry. They shouldn't give me a microphone.
Don't cost you anything. Anyway, what was I up to?
You were up to H.E.D.
Oh, H.E.D. Yeah. Whichever one it was did what. They were quite sure that they had heard her sing. What's the first line of the bloody song? Ye
mourners all.
Yeah, he instead of calling it Ye Mariners All, he's quite sure that what he heard was Ye Mourners All. And when you actually look at the words of the song, what you're being sung, what you're having sung to you, is a whole lot.
A funeral cortege.
A funeral cortege going past the boozer, and the people in the boozer are singing the song. You what's the first verse?
You mourners all.
You mourners all as you pass by. Come in and drink when you are dry. Come spend, my lads, your money brisk and pop your nose in a jug of this. and so it just develops all the way along.
And it's like, cheer up, love.
Yeah. Could be
Everyone's
worse.
all dressed in black and crying and stuff. You know, you could be in here having a pint.
Yeah. So why not? Come on over. Verse 2 is the same. If you've got, you mourners all, if you've half a crown, isn't it? You're welcome all for to sit down. Come in, sit down, think not amiss, to pop your nose in a jug of this. The third verse does the same sort of thing. And then the last two verses are the payoff. And I find it increasingly difficult to believe that what they're singing about isn't what is generally accepted as being the truth, which is that they're saying, "Come on, chaps, cheer up. You know, this is a religious experience." No, it's not. It's basically what. There he is now. Come and let's have a pint. You'll enjoy this much more, and those people out there will wish that they were in here, and maybe they'll come in. Who knows? But anyway, it's a really lovely song, and it's gorgeous to sing. And if it's not a dance tune, I'd be very, very surprised. You'll hear when we do it. It's lovely to play. You'll see what I mean. You can, if you happen to get a copy of the original.
Manuscript, transcript?
No, it's the collection, the Penguin Book of English Folk Songs. And there's it's a thing, it's as thick as that. And the songs are in there alphabetically. Lovely Joan is in there. It's lovely stuff. It's not rude, it's just people being people. Go on. Ye miners all as ye pass by, come in and drink when you are dry. Spend, my lads, your money brisk, and pop your nose in a jar of this. Ye miners all if ye half a crown, you're welcome all for to sit down. Come and sit down, think not amiss, to pop your nose in a jar of this. Ye tipplers all if ye half a crown, you're welcome all for to sit down. Come and sit down, think not amiss, to pop your nose in a jar of this. Now I'm old and can scarcely crawl. I've a long grey beard and a head that's bald. Crown my desire, fulfill my bliss, a pretty girl and a jar of this. And when I'm in my grave and dead, and all my sorrows are past and fled, transform me then into a fish, and let me swim in a jar of this. Ye mortals all as ye pass by, come in and sit when you are dry. Come and sit down, think not amiss, to pop your nose in a jar of this. Well done. Thank you. Two more. What?
Thingy.
Huh?
Thingy
Oh,
and thingy like we did last
thingy.
night.
What's name? Okay.
What's name and doodah?
Oh, that one. Okay.
Them.
Yep.
We're going to sing you a song that we learned and sing in tribute to my late Uncle Mike Waterson. Oh, thank you. There are many piecemeal versions of Died for Love out there, and some of them deal with the first part of the story. There's a grand journey, there's a grand seafaring journey. Some of them deal with the end part of the story. A father goes upstairs to his daughter's bedroom. Some of them deal with the middle part of the story. Mike's great genius was to put the whole thing together. Your capo is there. Mike's great genius was to put the whole thing together and not be called Mark. Because he suited Mike much better. It was what his mum called him. Anyway, the sad part of this is that Mike never actually recorded it. My dad tried to get him into the studio plenty enough times, but he was never satisfied with his performance. So when he died, we thought that was going to be the end of it, that we would never hear it again. Fortunately, bootleggers exist. And one such was in the Bluebell in Hull in 1969 at a singer's night, and managed to record him singing this live. And we thought, well, he's dead, we're going to pinch it, basically. And that's our story. I mean, no, we thought, no, this deserves to be out there, so we're going to do it in tribute. However, because Mike had, despite being probably close to 50 a day smoker, had the lungs of Frank Sinatra, and it takes two of us to sing his phrasing, because, yeah, he had the most incredible breath control. So we're going to sing this for you now. This is called Died for Love. Now, after that, we're going to do you one more. So this is our last one. At this point, I will tell you my mother's mantra. This is my approximation, my transcription, my own version of my mother's mantra. And it went something along these lines. We don't do all that going off and coming back on and going off and coming back on. It's time we don't have left. Kettle's on, Corrie's on, and I'm not walking off and coming back on. So we're going to do you one. And then we're going to do you another one.
But we're not doing an encore.
No, yeah, but that doesn't rhyme.
No, that's true.
We're not doing an encore, so we're not doing you one more. They see that doesn't work.
No.
Felt like a bad rapper. Okay, this is Died for Love. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was early, early on a sunny day in spring, my love has listed for to serve the king, and the wind blow high and the wind blow low, and it parted me from my young sailor boy. Oh, Father, Father, will you build for me a boat on the cold ocean? I may float, and every king's ship we pass by, there I'll make inquiries for my sailor boy. They hadn't been a sailing so very far upon the deep. It's her first king's ship she chanced to meet, and it's Captain, Captain, please tell me true, does my sweet William sail on board with you? What colour is your true lover's hair? What sort of jacket does your true love wear? Its jacket's blue, it's piped around with gold, and his hair, it is the same colour as yours. Oh, no, fair maid, well, I'm afraid he isn't here. He has been drowned, that I greatly fear. Oh, in yon green ocean, as we passed by, there we lost sight of your young William. Boy, didn't she wring her hands a little while and tore her hair, much like a maiden in grave despair. Oh, happy, happy is the gal, she cried, what has her own true lover by her side. Her father, he came home late one night, he's looking round for his heart's delight. He went upstairs and the door he broke, and he found her hanging by a rope. And didn't he take him a knife so long and sharp and cut her down? And in her bosom, well, a note was found, being written in blood, just to testify that for her true love, William, she did die. Won't you dig me a grave, so very wide, so very deep, a marble stone at my head and feet, and in the middle place a snow-white dove, just to let the world know that I died for love.
John Barton. We're done. The next thing to take a bow first. Martin Carthy, everybody.
Thank you. Eliza Carthy, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Old Songs. It's lovely to be back. Thanks, Joy and Chris. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Keith, on the sound. Thank you to everybody. Give them a round of applause. Thank you for supporting live music. Thank you for coming here, you lucky people.
3 men come out of the west, a fortune for to try. And these 3 men made a solemn vow John Barleycorn should die. Oh, they plowed, they sowed, they harrowed him and thrown clods upon his head.
And these 3 men made a solemn vow
John
Barleycorn was dead.
They let him lie for a very long time. Rain from heaven did fall. And little Sir John, he raised up his head, soon he amazed them all. Oh, they let him lie till long midsummer, till he looked so pale and wan.
Then little Sir John got a long, long beard, so he became a man.
They hired men with the scythes sharp, cut him all down at the knee. They rolled and tied him round by the waist, they served him barbarously. Oh, they hired men with the sharp pitchforks, pierced him to the heart. Oh, the Lord that he served him worse than that, he bound him to a cart. They rode him around the field, came into a barn, and there they made a solemn vow of little John Barleycorn. Oh, they hired him with a crabtree stick, and they cut his skin from bone. But the miller, he served him worse than that, he ground in between 2 stones. Sir John in a nut brown ball, brandy in a glass. And little Sir John in a nut brown ball grew the stronger man at last. For the huntsman he can't hunt the fox, must loudly blow his horn. And the tinker he can't man kettles or pots without John Barleycorn. Without John Barleycorn. Without John
Martin Carthy, everyone.
Eliza Carthy, thank you.
Thank you all for coming. We're great to see you tonight. It's a wonderful evening, and we hope to see you next week. Many hands make light work, so if you're on this side of the room, if you could fold your chairs and put it against the wall over there. There are little signs that say, place 10 chairs here. Please do so, and if you're on the other side of the room, do it on the other side. Thank you very much. Safe home, everybody, and hope to see you all next week.